Dante Jones and Brian Scalabrine are back. Let's return to the NBA, where issues surrounding the league's relationship with social media are continuing to reverberate. Last week, Commissioner Adam Silver admitted that social media has made today's players unhappy and anxious. And now one of the league's elder statesmen, Dirk Nowitzki, is lamenting how technology has changed the game, telling The Athletic, quote, "I don't know if it's about winning as much anymore as it is looking good on Instagram, Twitter, having followers and having clicks and likes. I do agree 20 years ago people weren't on their phones as much. When we won, it was fun. When we would play music after games, when we lost, we were pissed. Guys would sit around the locker room waiting for the coach to talk, and during that wait, there would be conversations taking place. Now, it's 15 guys on their phones." Hey, I'm glad Dirk got my DMs and text messages.
Yeah, fine. He on his phone too much.
He just said everything that I believe.
Yeah, and it's always an old man. Always old as hell, playing a young man's game, whether it's on the court Dirk or off the court, social media Dirk, that always got to complain about what these young kids are doing and doesn't know how to read it intelligently. Look at it. On the court, Dirk is 40, 41 years old. It's over almost, right? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm retired. I don't know about this retirement stuff. Off the court, you now dabble into social media. You know who's on there. You know what that's intended for. You know who has the proper usage of that. It's a generation or two under you. So now you're trying to look at it and try to read the symbols, and he doesn't understand how it goes. It's funny, I told the story earlier and they were laughing. They're like, I don't understand the story. I'm gonna tell you this. We went shopping at Walmart yesterday. Shout out to Porter Ranch, your hood. I was up there at Porter Ranch, Super Walmart, right? My wife just says, oh, we should get this tricycle for our daughter. Our daughter's like 2 months old. My son, who's 3, looked at my wife and said, I don't want no tricycle. You know why? He's past that. He doesn't even want to go to that. He's like, that's too young for me. That's not what I am. Dirk is looking at this the wrong way. Yeah, Dirk, what you own now ain't a tricycle. You own something else. Let these kids ride that tricycles, get your big ass up off it. And that's what's happening right now. Dirk is misreading this.
Why is everyone blaming social media for all problems in the world the last 4 weeks? It's just like in 2000, they blame rap music for everything wrong with the NBA. Look at the way these guys dress within baggy clothes, and it's rap music's fault. Now, everything is social media's fault. But you know what? The league was fine then, and the league will get through this, and the league is fine now. I get it, like maybe players don't care as much at the time about winning and losing, and that's what he's complaining about. But in general, you got to think the league is in a pretty good place. It's a very popular league, and a lot of people talk about it.
And global. It's a global league now.
The league is in a very good place because of the global brand that it is, because it has more viewers on the game. However, what Witt and what Dirk are saying is that when you get these players in their interviews and when you start in the combine and start talking to the players, their first priority is not necessarily trying to be the best basketball player they can be. Their first priority is building their brand. And how do they build their brands? Through social media. They're trying to be a brand in this game. They're trying to bring more to the table than just be a basketball player. And that's how they use it, via social media. So a kid is based now according to how many likes or the approval of others that they've never met before. When I grew up playing basketball, it was the approval of my coach and my parents. And if my parents thought I was doing all right, I was cool. I didn't have to worry about anybody else in the crowd that I thought about. But now they have so many other factors that control their mind and their self-esteem and what they view of themselves. So that is what he's saying. He's saying,
how is building a brand prioritized by likes? It's built on how good you are. You're a baller. Zion has the biggest brand. You know why? Because he's the best player in college right now. Like, we want to parse the two.
But LaMelo is right behind him.
Good for LaMelo.
So it's not LaMelo. He's not LaMelo. That's what I'm saying. It's not about your talent. It's about your marketability.
No, but you act like he built that. You know what? He's also a player. People said he had game. Whether he has game or not, whether it materializes or not.
But it's not about the talent. He's not number 2. He's not the number 2 person behind Zion in talent. He's the guy with the biggest brand. So we're
talking about your motivation. We're not talking about the realization. We're not talking about what comes from it.
How about Marcellus? How about, why do we got to just skip over Dirk's point? And this is just facts. This isn't age. He's saying, and this is true, the young people in the locker room aren't communicating with each other. You don't have to put a number on that. Communication will always be the key to a successful relationship in any regard. They're not communicating. You go to dinner with young people. They're not communicating. Their
We
heads
not
are down.
communicating.
Yeah,
I can say myself, I'm at dinner with my family,
age.
and I'm in my phone. Unfortunately, we're not having the same conversations we were 10 years ago.
And that's not good. I don't care what age you are. The less communication, the more you interpret things through your phone, it's easier to demonize people. It's easier to think the worst than when you're communicating with people like Dirk is saying. And again, so you start jumping to conclusions about your teammates. Oh, he didn't pass me the ball because of X, Y, and Z. If there was a little bit more communication, he might be, no, it was actually because of A, B, C, and D.
No, Dirk said you're on your phone and you don't act like you care about winning. When the reality is I care about winning and you're thinking I'm building my brand on my phone instead of realizing that I built my brand on the court. My court, Coach always said.
Not communicating ourselves is not good.
Look, I don't know if you. Our world is on our phone now. So, look, doesn't mean I'm on social media because I'm on my phone. I think a lot of people always draw that parallel and say, since you're on your phone, what app are you on? You may be just getting information. You may be in communication with your own family.
Yeah, you may not be communicating with your teammates.
Or you
and
may.
the people most important to you.
Yeah.
That's what Dirk's saying. All right, coming up, John Gruden just got one of the NFL's best receivers, but Mike Tomlin just got rid of one of the biggest headaches. We'll tell you who won the trade. Next!